bear in mind that our north and North Sea temperatures are likely to be something in the region of 5 to possibly 7 degrees or even lower during a winter period. And as such, hypothermia can ensue very quickly. My name is Ivan Moa. I'm the senior instructor at Humber Offshore Training Association. I work here in conjunction with a team of instructors in an area of survival for the offshore oil and gas industry. We have to deal with potential abandonment situations in all environments, and where we have adverse weather conditions, there's an obvious need for us to teach the delegates who attend the courses the potential problems in those situations. Well, this is the helicopter underwater escape trainer, and this is the system that we use to train people for the potential problems that they may face if they land in a cold water environment in a helicopter that has a mechanical failure, for example. Obviously, they've got to initially be able to escape from the helicopter itself prior to getting into a life raft, and then being able to follow a set procedure in that raft in order to ensure that they're going to survive that situation.
This is the ocean weather ship Cumulus. I'm Trevor Ellis, I'm Senior Met Officer, and what we do in here is we do observations every 6 hours of all matters relating to the weather. That's cloud, visibility, temperature, humidity, pressure, wind speed, direction, and we also fly balloons every 6 hours. In the early days of the weather ships, they were strategically placed across the Atlantic on all the main flight routes between Europe and the United States. This was a method of controlling the aircraft across, acting as beacons for positioning, and also rescue boats in the unlikely event of an aircraft crashing into the sea. And the aircraft were actually controlled on board as well. Somebody would actually talk to them, pass some weather information, wind information. Aircraft flying at altitude will use the upper winds in order to save fuel. If they can get a 100-knot tailwind, that will save them an awful lot of time and fuel crossing the Atlantic. In January of 1992, we had the deepest depression actually to cross the United Kingdom. We were at our previous position then, which used to be 57 north 20 west. And the ship experienced winds of 120 knots, well, mainly gusts of 120 knots, but possibly higher. We couldn't record above that speed. That's as far as our instruments go. We had no structural damage to the ship, but quite a few injuries in the way of broken ribs and other such minor injuries.
That comes automatic. When you see, you have such wide horizons at sea, and you can see all around it. You see the pattern of the sky and the pattern of the clouds. You can watch the way the weather's travelling.
Coastguard, time East Coastguard, time East Coastguard, Humber Coastguard, radio check on 16, over.
Well, my name's Andrew Mahood. I actually get called Drew. I'm one of the watch officers at the rescue centre at Humber. Where we're interested in the weather is from certain points, but our main job up here is search and rescue, so weather influences it a lot. It can be used as a prediction to see what's going to happen ahead, so therefore it can be used as a prevention. We can speak to people, tell them the weather's going to be bad, and they might not use it. If an incident does happen, then we know if the weather's going to close down and affect our search time, how it's going to affect the casualties from exposure to high winds. It's going to influence the type of units that we use and how we can use them. So from the search and rescue point, both in prevention and actual operations, it is very important to get it accurately. People go out in all kinds of weather. This is something we found out. I mean, you do get ridiculous. In my previous place, I was stationed in Stormy, and we were out in our helicopter. We have our own Coastguard helicopter up there with a windsurfer in a storm 11. So now nothing surprises me what people do with the weather. But we get a lot of phone calls here from just normal people in the street, or even school teachers who are wanting to take children on the beach. They want to go out themselves to sail. There's an awful lot of ignorance amongst people about the weather and how conditions influence what they're going to do, both as a hobby, a pleasure, or even professionally. Something that does surprise me is a lot of yachtsmen who spend thousands of pounds on their boats don't know much about the weather, and the result is they quite often get trapped.
I got a shock. The swell that was running there, it was unreal. And you know, when we pulled out there, it was terrible, really. No, it's the worst I've ever experienced out there. You know, I was poorly, and Paul, that's going up there, like he was poorly as well. I feel ill.
Anybody that can teach the man in the street about the weather and how it influences everything, we'd be most grateful from our point of view, because it would certainly help in the prevention.
The sunsets were purple and red and yellow and on fire, and the clouds would catch the colors everywhere.